Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Join us on Twitter at Cascade Hoop Talk. Hope everybody's staying safe and staying well. We're really thrilled today to have Ty Hoglund join us. Welcome, Ty.
Billy, thanks for having me, man. It's great to be on here.
Oh, yeah, I consider this a real honor. I just want to say a couple things before I start. I was really looking forward to talk to Ty because, and I told him this already, this is a guy who just, if you've ever watched Ty Hoglund play, I don't think I've watched anybody who loves the game of basketball more than Ty Hoglund. And also, he just plays with, I'm not going to say a reckless abandonment, but just he plays the game with the joy just comes through. So, welcome, Ty, and, just thank you for taking the time today. So a 2-time first-team All-American. That's
Crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to sit back and think about it, to be honest. But, we've had no individual success comes without team success, and we've had some good teams here. We haven't really made a deep run in the tournament. We were hoping to do that this year, but with all the stuff going down, just didn't get a shot at it. But yeah, I give a lot of credit to my team, my coaches, Town and Mitchell. It's just been crazy. It's been so much fun.
So when you were fourth grade, learning how to shoot a 3-pointer and there in Del Rapids and with Zane Shoemaker, did you ever dream you'd have this kind of a college career?
I never really thought about it. I was just taking it day by day. Because growing up, I played basketball for probably 5 months, and then baseball for 4 months, golf 3 months. So I was just kind of all over the place. I didn't really committed to one sport until I was a senior in high school. So I was just kind of taking it season by season, and just whatever happened. But I worked hard, and I got lucky. I was very blessed to have a fun.
So when you graduated out of Del Rapids, it was time to go to college. What was it about Dakota Wesleyan? Why did you pick to go there?
There's just always been a rich tradition of basketball here in Mitchell. And I don't know if you know this, but Coach Wilbur actually played for my dad in high school. My dad was his high school coach. So we've kind of had a little relationship here going on throughout the years of basketball. And the way he ran his program, the way Dakota Wesleyan played, and the way Mitchell people followed Dakota Wesleyan basketball, it was just all so appealing. And I just fell in love with it right away.
So it was almost kind of a natural fit for you.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. I came here on my visit on a Friday, and on the drive home, I actually called Wilbur, and I told him that I was coming. I just loved it right off the rip, so that was pretty cool.
That was a tough decision for you, wasn't it, Ty?
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, I told you I was going to ask you about this, and let's get it out of the way. So at the tournament, not this year, but the tournament last year, was it round of 16, right? Playing Indiana Wesleyan. It looked for all the world like you had them beat. You probably heard me talk to Mangus about it. That crowd, that bleed blue crowd was going crazy.
Yeah.
And then, Mangus dropped that heartbreaker on you. So talk to me about, obviously that hurt like heck, but talk to me about what your team went through and then how that, did that fortify you coming into this season?
Well, anytime you lose the last game of the season, it's going to leave kind of a crappy feeling in your stomach, But the way that game was played, the crowd, the environment, the players on the court, everything about it was special, man. There were some good players on that court right there. And that shot that Mangus hit, that's a big boy shot right there. He's an absolute stud. I love watching his game, but except when he does that to your own team, But yeah, everything about that game was so special. And then that last shot that I shot, the half court that hit the back rim, holy cow. Really, I'm not going to lie. I thought that one was going in.
Yeah. Well, it was in range for you, Ty. It was in your range.
Yeah, something like that. It was on the other side of half court, so.
Yeah. You're not the first program to lose to a shot by Mangus, so.
No, but that's March for you right there. Big-time players hit big-time shots, and that's what he did right there. He's been such a stud for 3 years, and it's honestly scary for the NAIA that he has one more year left. He's just an absolute dude. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, his numbers are just through the roof. I mean, 860 points this year.
I know, it's crazy, and it's all so efficient too. He's just such a good ball player. It's honestly music to watch.
He almost, I know a lot of other people have said this, but he almost does it in slow motion.
Yeah, he's very deceiving. He is very deceiving for sure. He's not going to kill you with quickness, but he's just flat out better than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he's so strong, and he's got those long arms too.
I know. He's just an absolute stud.
So you came back this year. Dakota Wesleyan was in the discussion early on. I can't remember what you were rated early on, but you were in the discussion. Everybody expected you to go deep. I think you won, 11 in a row, 12 in a row?
Yeah,
something.
Well, at the end of 2019, we were 14-2 and number 7 in the nation. So we were feeling pretty good.
And then you had some key injuries, you had some internal problems, and then early in January you went to Northwestern, and at that point Dakota Wesleyan was hanging on for their basketball life, and you were having
Absolutely.
to go to Northwestern, which, regardless of the type of year they're having, that's a tough place to play, right?
Oh yeah, I've never won there before this year.
So
I have never won there.
You got to talk about that game. I mean, number one, talk about Jeff Shook first. He was playing JV, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was playing JV ball, but Jeff actually went to high school with me. I played some high school ball with him, and then when he got out on the floor, I was like, I know what this kid can do. You know, if I give him the ball, he's probably going to score on anybody that he's going up against. So he got going right away, and I think he had a couple early baby hooks that kind of got him going, and then he went off for about 20 points and got us the win for that one. So that was pretty crazy.
Well, I don't remember that night if you played 5 or 6 guys, but you sprained your ankle right at the end of the first half, right?
Yeah, I actually sprained the middle of my foot there, so I was not really in good shape there.
Well, I'll never forget that vision of you limping around as that game was coming down, because it was a close game, one possession game coming down to the end, and you limping around, high-fiving your team because you're on the road. You need that energy, and even though you're triple teamed every time you get the ball, you're limping around, you're out there still providing that energy for your team. How good did that feel to get that one?
That kind of set the tone for the rest of our season, to be honest. Like we were down 3 of our top 6 guys, for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to get that one, it just kind of gave some guys some confidence. And then Dordt comes in the next week and we beat them, and it just it really allowed some younger guys to step up. And holy cow, Mason Larson, Colin Oppel, Jeffrey Shook, those guys stepped up the second half of the season, and they were really good. They were the reason that we kept on doing what we were doing, to be honest.
And I don't know if you noticed, but Indiana Wesleyan was in the same bracket with you guys.
Yep.
I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Dordt real quick. You mentioned them. That game earlier, it was earlier in the year, and I was telling you before we started, I wish I had one more Billy D award to give. I should have gave you this one. I call it the Double Dog Dare You Award, where you were out on that left wing and you dribbled to the left and you banked that one as the time expired. I thought that was just a classic. Yeah, I'm out here. Everybody knows I'm going to the rim, and you guys stopped me. And that was a game winner. That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, that one was so much fun. Anytime you play at Dordt, you're going to get an absolutely packed house. Fans are going to be chirping at you. Dort's going to play well. It's just expected. And to come out with the win right there, that was our first conference game right there. So when we came away with the win, we honestly snuck one out there. We snuck out a win there, and that was pretty dang cool.
Yeah, I've watched that. I don't know how many times I watched the video of that, but what is it about Dordt? Obviously I'm out here on the West Coast, but everybody I talk to tells me just how hard it is to play there.
Oh yeah. Well, they're going to offensive rebound the heck out of the ball. That's one thing, and then they get their fans into it, and it's just so loud. You're playing in a big barn, basically, a wooden ceiling, so the noise just echoes, and they are just on you the whole game, and they always play well at their place. Always play well.
So when you go into, I'll call it enemy territory like that, I mean, how much fun is that for you?
I love it. That's why you play the game right there. You go in there to beat somebody when they're feeling good, and that makes you feel a lot better.
There's nothing better than winning a big game on the road, is there?
No, not at all, especially at Dordt. They're a rival. They're a rival school, and they feel the same way when they come to the Corn Palace. It's just kind of why you play the game. It's so much fun to play in enemy territory and come away with the dub.
So you brought up the Corn Palace. Let's talk about that. I felt that one of the reasons that I enjoy watching Dakota Wesleyan was your relationship with the Mitchell fans and the Mitchell fans' relationship with you. It seemed very symbiotic. I don't know if that's the right word. I mean, but it was special to watch. I mean, talk about your love of the fans there in Mitchell and what all that meant to you, and just kind of talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, well, a big part of why Dakota Wesleyan basketball is special is because you're playing in front of 3,000 people every night, and it's not a quiet 3,000 either. So
yeah.
You play there, and teams hate coming to the Corn Palace because they know what they're going to get. It's going to be a hostile environment. And just the people in Mitchell are great, man. You know, you see them out on the street going to the grocery store and stuff, and they're talking to you about Wesleyan basketball. When you see them at the game, it makes it be special. And I just like interacting with, you know, like it gives my teammates energy, it gives me energy, it gives the crowd energy, and it's honestly our sixth man.
Yeah.
That's what.
So Ty, talk about maybe a couple of, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, a couple special moments you had in the Corn Palace. What are some of the memories that you're going to take away?
Oh gosh, you know, it's hard to pinpoint any memory just because the last 4 years have been so awesome for me. You know, like the fans, our crowd, just basketball success. It's just been crazy. But a couple of games that really stick out to me. My freshman year, we played Northwestern the first round of the conference. No, excuse me, we played Northwestern the final regular season game at the Corn Palace, and that place was just absolutely filled. It was just absolutely filled, and it honestly kind of gave me some motivation to keep on getting better for the next few years. You know, like when you see that kind of crowd and those kind of people showing up to your games, it just makes you want to perform well. And I just kept that in the back of my head. And then this year, Mount Marty came here for the conference semis, and Mount Marty and us, we're kind of rivalries. I don't know if I would really consider it a rivalry yet, but they were so good this year, and they had gotten our number twice early on, and we knew it they were going to come at us with, and our fans showed up again. You know, the environment was unbelievable. Our dudes played great. Mount Marty played pretty well, but we came out on top, and that was pretty fun. That was just another wild basketball experience for Mitchell right there.
Well, in your 4 years at Dakota Wesleyan, obviously you had some unbelievable memories, but then you go to Sioux Falls this year, and you didn't even get a chance to play a game. So tell me what that feeling was like when Matt told you guys, or whoever you found out, that there was no more games.
Yeah, you know, so we were supposed to play on Thursday night, and all of this stuff was getting around the media early in the week. And once the NCAA conference tournament started getting called, that's when I started getting kind of a yucky feeling in my there. I just didn't have a good feeling about it, and they made the call, and I was kind of expecting it, but for that to be your last memory as a basketball player, really tough. It's just kind of a hard one to swallow, and it still doesn't seem real, to be honest. It's just one you have to accept, and it affected hundreds of thousands of athletes around the world, so that makes it a little bit easier to tolerate. You know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy the way it all ended.
Yeah, it's definitely a heartbreaker for the seniors, and especially, you know, the top teams in the country. That College of Idaho, you imagine how those guys feel. You know, Morningside, you guys, Oregon Tech, even Southern Oregon. It just breaks my heart. There's nothing more we can really say about it, though, is there, Ty? It is what it is.
No, it's impossible to put into words. It's just a crazy thing that, like I said earlier, it affected hundreds of thousands of athletes around the world. You know, sports are just getting shut down for a little bit. And It's just something we have to.
So you're tell us what you're majoring in there at Dakota Wesleyan.
I am a business major with a concentration in finance.
Okay, so you're going to graduate this spring, right?
Yep, I'll graduate this spring, 4 years.
So have you thought about what life looks like after school? I mean, are you thinking about playing overseas? You want to get a job right away? What are you thinking about doing?
You know, I'm definitely going to explore the overseas options. I'll see what they have to offer, and see if it would be the best fit for me. But if that doesn't work out, then I'm going to be a financial advisor in Sioux Falls. It's about 15 minutes away from Del Rapids. So.
Oh, that would be nice. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to stick around the area and hopefully go back to a lot of Wesleyan games in the future and just live the South Dakota life, I guess.
I'm sure they could probably find you a good seat there somewhere.
Yeah. I hope so. Maybe right next to Wilbur. So.
Well, Ty, I really appreciate you taking the time. I mean, everybody doesn't know this, but I just kind of sent Ty a message, and I said, I'm not sure what you're doing, but I'd love to interview you. And I think it was like 3 minutes he came back and said, absolutely, here's my phone number. So.
No, Billy D, I appreciate everything you do, man. The coverage that NAIA basketball got this year it's out of this world, and people, I think they now understand that there's some good talent here in the NAIA, and you guys really exposed that, and you made a name for it. So thanks for all you do.
You know, Ty, there's I don't know if you've ever heard of, but there's one former player that I still talk with and get his insight. Vanderslice played at a Cornerstone, and down the road, things heat up in the GPAC or whatever. I'd love to get you back on and get your insights.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit me up anytime, and I'll be willing to talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be great for people to actually hear somebody who knows what they're talking about, not just listen to me pontificate.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I'd be more than happy to do that for you.
Well, Ty, you stay safe, keep your family safe, and we wish you luck in the future, whatever you decide to do. But thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it, and thanks for everything you've done for NAIA basketball. You're a great ambassador for the game.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Billy. I appreciate it, man. Yep.